It's a F350 front end, and the rear end's actually a full-size Bronco. We're working on the Centurion. It's a 95, so it's got 30 years of use and abuse. And if you don't know anything about the Centurion, it's kind of like the Astro vans, the conversion Astro vans, where they're kind of taken from the factory, brought to somewhere, and then they get kind of outfitted to a little bit more of a custom spec than what you would get out of an OEM. The way they did it back in 95 was definitely not top tier, nor would it leave an actual factory the way that things were done here. All the wiring harnesses was actually made for an F350. Well, there's a couple of provisions that didn't exist in an F350 that the Bronco had. The tailgate has a window that rolls up and down, and the glass back there has a rear defrost. So I don't know what has been done by the conversion company and what was actually done years later when something malfunctioned, but we ended up with a pretty big disaster of wires. And a lot of them look a little something like this. Well, the problem with something like this, if you need to service something, you go to unplug each one of these pins and hope to God that you remember which pin it goes back onto. I mean, there's a very high likelihood that if you have the wrong things attached, you're going to be burning switches up. So we're going through and we're updating some of the wiring harnesses. There's a lot of things that don't work on this truck, so that we're kind of fixing too. But one of the things we like to do here is whenever we have something like this where we don't have easy functionality and plug-in play of the OEM pieces, we use DTs and make our own harnesses. This way, this can actually be removed from the vehicle, it can be serviced, things behind there can be serviced and get out of the way, and then we have one simple connection to plug it back into the vehicle. This is for the rear defrost that didn't exist on a F350. And then the other circuit that we did as well, it hasn't been finished just yet, but is the rear window switch that sits inside the dash as well. So I've got a couple more wires to run, but as you can see, I once again have the DT connector there, so we don't have to disconnect anything from the back side of the switch because we didn't have this plug. We are able just to disconnect this DT.